Hello everyone, Parallel here, and welcome to Blade and Soul. Well, there was a major patch today in Blade and Soul. It is the 2.2 patch called Vengeance Breaks. And there is a ton of new content in this patch, so what I thought I would do is go through the patch notes, go through some of the highlights, and show what some of this new stuff looks like in-game. Alright, so let's start right in here with the patch notes. Now, there are quite a few new systems, and there's even some new user interface tweaks, and I thought I would actually start there. There were actually a couple of user interface tweaks that caught my eye, and they're actually pretty nice. The first one is the very often request in-game ping or latency meter. You can access this one if you just go through your settings. I believe it is in the interface tab here in your settings, and go down here to where it says show server delay period. Check that box, and you can actually see here on my screen up at the top is the meter. Now, this is a little bit odd because it's saying right now it says 358 milliseconds. It's not updating right now either. That seems to be a little bit finicky. I can't say at this point whether I feel that it is completely accurate. So there might be something going on there. When I actually ping the server on my laptop here, I'm actually getting just like 52 milliseconds. Now I know this meter here might not just be raw ping. It might actually be something with the server response time, to actually process your packet and send it back. So it might not be completely relative to ping, but it still seems a bit off. 358 milliseconds is a bit high for my internet connection, especially when my normal ping is only like 52 milliseconds right now. So that is a cool new feature. Hopefully they will tweak it or patch it or improve it a bit to make it more accurate and update a little bit better. I'm not sure why it doesn't seem to be updating at all right now. It was updating previously. It just seems to jump around a lot. It'll go around, from like 50 milliseconds up to 300 plus. So it just doesn't seem accurate right now, but I do like that they are at least getting closer to having a working latency meter in-game. So that's a cool little feature, something to take note of. And one other thing I noticed, actually, I'm going to pull up my character profile here. They actually added a new infographic here, is what they call it. And you can see here it's actually pretty nice. It gives you a kind of a guideline as to what all the dungeons are in order of difficulty, all the way down here starting at level 20 with Black Ram Narrows, and it goes all the way up. All the blue and purple dungeons are here, and it kind of gives you an idea of what level you should be in order to do those dungeons. And it's kind of nice because sometimes you don't quite know where a dungeon fits relative to the others as far as difficulty goes, and this kind of gives me a good idea as well, because right now I'm sitting, you can see I'm here at only 450 attack power here on my Force Master. This is kind of my alt, and I'm only at 450 attack power, which means I can do up to about cold storage fine. I have no problem doing cold storage daily, so I can, and then I can judge based on that I should be able to do all of these dungeons here below this, which I have done all of these except for. So there's this is one of the new dungeons right here, Heaven's Mandate, and I will be going into those shortly because there were several new dungeons added in this patch, but just making a note of it here, I can see that this new dungeon, where it falls, this should be right around the difficulty of like Avalanche Den or Awakened Necropolis or Lair of the Frozen Fang. So they should all be right in that area. So that means with my gear, if I'm able to do cold storage, I would expect that I would also be able to do Heaven's Mandate. So that's pretty cool, and I can also see that the other new dungeon here, Sundered Nexus, is pretty much beyond what I could do right now. I haven't tried Sogan's Lament yet either. I probably want to get more towards 500 attack power before trying those higher level things, which is a little whiles away. It does take quite a while to upgrade in this game. So that's cool. That's this nice little infographic here. I actually rather like this. Very useful, informative feature. yeah, nice thing. So every time a new dungeon is added, you can see kind of where it fits in the grand scheme of things and where your progression is. So yeah, those were just two things I thought I would show right away, just because they kind of caught my eye in the patch notes, and hopefully that's helpful to everyone else out there, just to take a look at it. They were actually kind of buried right away at the end of the patch notes. All right, but on to the big stuff. So first thing is the dungeons. There were quite a few new dungeons in this patch. And I will pull up the list here and go through them real quick. So the first one is Sundered Nexus, and that one I actually showed here in the infographic. This one is sort of in the, I guess it's sort of similar to Labyrinth, Naryu Labyrinth. So it even has a returning character. I believe Bei Ido is in this dungeon or makes an appearance in some way or another. It's hinted at. So this dungeon is kind of along the same lines as Naryu Labyrinth, with kind of the varying paths and things that you can take. And it seems to be fairly high level, right up there with just underneath Sogun's Lament. So, but then again, you know, if you have high attack power and you've been able to do Sogun's Lament, you should be able to do this one. So Sundered Nexus, nice new dungeon there for just under top level. And you can kind of see here as I moused over some of the drops. Looks like a new outfit drops in there called Ghost in the Shell. Cool name for an outfit. Always like that anime. I wonder if that is in the wardrobe. I'll take a look at the wardrobe here after I go through the rest of the dungeons, because there were some neat things added to the wardrobe that I would like to show. The other one is Heaven's Mandate. And this one you can see here it's actually locked. This one you actually have to complete the storyline. And that's right, in this patch they have added the remainder of Act 4 to the storyline. So that means when you log in, you should be able to finally continue your yellow main storyline quests up through the conclusion of the whole story arc with Jin So-yoon. And once you do that, this dungeon will actually unlock. And it looks like you can see some of the drops that are available there. And it looks like another outfit, Hong Moon Duster, is available in there. So hopefully that is in the wardrobe as well. So I'll take a look at that one. And there's another one here that's actually not shown in the not shown there in the infographic. This is actually, I guess it's not technically a it's not like a dungeon. You can use the dungeon finder to go into. To enter in this dungeon, you just have to go to it's actually in Zyway. It's called Zyway Runes. And you'll actually, as you're doing the storyline, one of the quests in the main storyline will take you through the new Zyway Runes. It's basically, just think of it's another upgraded Frostgale Basin, or, you know, the Nightshade Harbor. It's basically another 24-man daily zone. I haven't tried it yet, but like I said, the quest line will take you through that area and kind of get you slightly introduced to it, so you'll know how to enter it and do those daily quests, which I hear are quite rewarding. So they should be good to go through there daily and complete those quests. All I can say is I hope it's not like Plague Sanctum. That 24-man zone was absolutely awful. Terrible. No one ever goes there anymore. Frostgale Basin was a pretty good 24-man. If it's along those lines, I'll be pretty happy. So those are the three major new zones. But there is one other thing that they've added here as far as content goes, and that is the Tower of Infinity. Now you'll actually see here, when you log in, you'll get 3 new quests. Actually, one of these, I believe. Talk to. No, where is that one? Yeah, this one is actually. This is one of the quests that leads to the new dungeon. I believe this one is actually for the Sundered Nexus dungeon. So it's just go talk to a guy in Zyway near the whole dungeon portal area, and he will lead you into that new dungeon. These other two quests are a little bit different though. So one of these is called Trial and Error. Grab this quest. This quest is actually will take you to a training area for the next major piece of content added in this patch, which is Tower of Infinity. And there's another quest here you can see also for the Tower of Infinity. I believe this is a daily quest. And yeah, why don't we go and take a look at this? Because for these two quests, you have to head on over to Moonwater Plains. Not Mushin Hall. Head on over to Mushin's Tower. And we'll go there because I actually want to take a look at this dungeon in a little more detail. I'm not going to do a run right now, but I can at least give you an idea of where it's located and kind of what is involved with this dungeon. I did actually do a run on this with my destroyer. It's actually a pretty unique concept for a dungeon. I actually like the sound of it. It's actually, just comparing it to the other MMOs, I don't think another MMO has actually done something quite like this. This is actually quite innovative, I think. So it's kind of funny. I'll run over here while I'm talking. It's kind of funny, but it's almost like, I don't know if, I mean, it's obviously Blade and Soul is very infamous for their bot problem. And it's almost like they said, hey, you know, these bots are actually pretty good. And these bots in PvP, in some cases, some of the more intelligent bots in PvP can actually be fairly challenging, at least for inexperienced PvPers, like, for example, me, who is definitely not a pro PvPer. And what they decided to do was kind of embrace this and actually make bots part of the game, I guess, because essentially what Tower of Infinity is a you're basically fighting PvE bots that almost feels like it almost feels like you're in the PvP arena fighting a bot. And there's when you go into the Infinity Tower, it will basically, you'll start with it'll be a one-on-one battle just like in PvP, and they'll spawn in a bot that you will fight. And it's actually quite interesting, and depending on how well you defeat that bot and how quickly, it will actually go up the floors in Infinity Tower, and it will spawn in more and more tougher bots, and it has bots of each class. And as this game works, some classes are pretty difficult to beat. I know I have problems with Force Master on my destroyer, so it's actually a very interesting idea. So as you go up this tower, you just continue fighting bots, essentially, some of which can actually be quite challenging, and especially once you've scaled up enough levels that the bots difficulties ramps up and their gear ramps up to your gear. Eventually it can actually become quite a challenge. I think even for higher gear players, you're eventually going to hit a tower level where the NPC bot that spawns in will be quite a challenge. So very cool idea. So you can see here, this is the intro quest that you get. And the daily quest, it looks like it gives you 2. You have to use these tickets to get in. So I'm actually not quite sure. I mean, I start out with 3 because I also had that initial quest, but I think daily it gives you 2 entries, I want to say. At least that's what I would expect from the, since the daily quest gives you 2. So there may be other ways to acquire these tickets, and in fact, if I'm not mistaken, you can get these in the Hongmoon store as well. As soon as I'm done going through the content here, I will definitely pull up the Hongmoon store and take a look at what has changed there, because there is something definitely in there that we need to take a look at. But for Tower Infinity, I think that about covers it. But I just want to mention that I'll go there and look at the vendor in a second. But basically, once you get the quest, you come up here into the tower entrance area, and so that initial quest you get is to go over here. This is basically the training area, and in the training area, you can spawn in, a NPC bot and just kind of fight them one-on-one just for practice. Once you do that, then what you want to do is actually come over here to this door, and this is where you will actually use the tower entrance ticket. You will go in there and actually go into the Tower of Infinity proper and start, with the start at floor 1 and start doing the challenges. It's pretty interesting. It's a very unique idea. I like the idea of fighting bots, and this is actually a PvE challenge that somewhat prepares you for PvP, because of the fact that the bots are actually quite intelligent. They use counters. They have all of the abilities available to that class, and so it's actually somewhat. Not totally. Obviously, players are better, but it's somewhat of a good preparation if you're looking to get into PvP. You want to come here and practice, or even just go into the practice area and try out your build and things against different classes. If you don't want to actually get into a PvP match, this is a good way to practice for it. I think on my destroyer on my first run, I got to like floor 14, and I ran out of time because one of my people I fought again was a Force Master who likes, the Force Masters in here have all the ice abilities. They like to kite you around, and they can delay a lot with their their frost shield and everything else. So that delayed. I'd spent so much time there that I ran out of time. And the fact is, you do get a 10-minute time limit in the tower. That's it. So each entry you only get 10 minutes. And that's 10 minutes of actual battle time. In between battles, the timer pauses, so you don't have to worry about that. But in battle time, you have to in battle time, you only get that 10 minutes total for that run. And it's just how many floors you can get to. Now, you can skip floors. Like, if you defeat an enemy really, really quickly, it will scale you up, to higher floors very quickly. I've seen, some people who, if you utterly obliterate that first person, you can go right up to, like, floor, 12 or 15 right after the first floor. So it's not like you have to go floor by floor by floor. It will skip you ahead in floors based on how well you do. So essentially, the more gear you get, the faster you can defeat the enemies, the higher of a floor you can eventually get to before you run out of time. Very cool idea. I will be definitely doing that every day. And what the rewards for this are is you get these token fragments as a reward. And then you can come here. You need 10 of the token fragments to actually make one of these tokens. And you can spend these tokens here in this vendor. And you can get some pretty interesting things here. You can get these new soul badges. And you can see here these soul badges go in the brand new soul badge slot, which they added. And these are, I want to say they're kind of like almost like Hogmoon skills or like augments for skills where they add an extra little ability. For example, here on my Force Master, you have a choice of, well, all classes get a choice of 2 different ones. For the Force Master, you get either Enhanced Frost Armor, which using Frost Armor recovers HP by 20%. Kind of cool. That way you don't have to spec into that higher level Frost Armor that has a longer cooldown and everything. So that's a pretty cool ability. The other one here is Enhanced Frost Nova. Imprison an enemy in Frost Prison for 8 seconds when Frost Nova hits. It could be situationally good, I guess. I wonder if that hits all enemies in Frost Nova. It could be interesting. But so those are the 2 available, and so you'll want to come over to this vendor when you log in and take a look at what's available for your class. Because if you do grind out enough of the Tower Infinity, you can pick up one of these. You need 30 of these tokens to do it, and slap it there in your soul badge slot, and get a nice little extra ability. Some of them, for some classes, actually look quite good, so definitely want to check that out. Another interesting thing here you can get is a Brilliant Hexagonal Diamond of Challenge. Basically like a 28 attack power diamond. Pretty decent one, 28 attack power. I mean, I can't afford that, or I mean, I could afford it, but I haven't chosen to spend my gold in that area. I've just got the 21 attack power one. So this one could be a decent upgrade. There's just one little trick here. You can actually see there it's actually locked. If I try to buy this, you can see what you need. You actually need to complete up to floor 20 to unlock buying this diamond. So that's kind of, I'm not sure I mean, that's okay to have that, but it seems like by the time you have the gear and stuff to be able to get to floor 20, you probably won't need this diamond. But maybe that's just me. It's still a 28 attack power diamond, but it does take 20 of these and 20 hexagonal fragments. And I'd probably say, eventually you might want to start going for this, but I would definitely pick up one of these soul badges first, because that's cool. I mean, you have a whole new inventory slot for these, and they give you your abilities and augment that could be very useful. You can also get some other things. You can get a Flower of Lament for 18, you can get an Naryu tablet for 6, and experience charms. So, nice new addition. I may do a separate video on the Tower of Infinity because it almost deserves its own video of how it all works and everything. But hopefully that was a good little rundown of just what I learned through my initial run on my destroyer. All right, so that's Tower of Infinity, and one other thing here to mention that is added with this patch is a new event. And this event is actually, I believe it runs until June 22nd, I believe is the correct date, yes. And this event is called Merchant of Wonders. Now, I did a cold storage run earlier today, or just before I started recording this video, and I was hoping that this guy would spawn and I'd be able to show him to you, but unfortunately no luck. So I wasn't able to get a recording of this guy yet. But basically what this Merchant of Wonders is once you complete particular dungeons, he has a random chance of appearing at the end of the dungeon. So after you defeat the end boss, he has a chance to appear. And you can, once he appears, he has a very special inventory of items you can buy from him. And the way it works is kind of like that, what was that? That spring event that happened, where the treasure trove event that happened, where you could, once you buy, basically the inventory he has is randomized. And when you buy something from him, you can only buy one item. So, and then as soon as you buy one thing, everything else locks out. So it's a pretty cool little idea, almost a little bit too RNG for my taste, but the nice thing is that it does appear at the end of dungeons. You don't have to buy anything from the store, right? So you don't have to buy, like for the Treasure Trove event, you had to buy resets and whatnot to actually participate in that. This guy will appear at the end of a dungeon. So just quickly, I'll give you a few details on this Merchant of Wonders. He can appear at the end of Awakened Necropolis, which is nice. If you're a newer level 50, Awakened Necropolis isn't too hard to get into, so you should be able to run that and get a chance to participate in this event. Also, from Heaven's Mandate, that's the new instance added. Heaven's Mandate, I don't know if I mentioned this, but that's actually another daily dungeon along the lines of Cold Storage, kind of along those lines where you just run it once per day and it has nice rewards. So you can get it from Heaven's Mandate. You can also get it from Cold Storage, and you can also get it from the new Sundered Nexus dungeon, which is a little bit higher level. But if you just run Cold Storage, Heaven's Mandate, and Awakened Necropolis, those are all pretty viable to run with like 450 attack power. You should have plenty of good chances to be able to spawn this Merchant of Wonders. And just to quickly, if you want to see everything he can have as far as his inventory goes, I definitely recommend to check out the patch notes. I won't list all of them here. I will list a few highlights. Basically, he has some cool, he has a random chance to have some pretty cool costumes and accessories. In particular, he can actually have the items from Bloodshade Harbor. So right here you can see what my character is sporting, the Cobalt Widow blindfold, and you can actually get that from the vendor, which is pretty cool. The Merchant of Wonders vendor, that is. You can also get the Cobalt Widow's wig, which would be awesome. That would be a very cool thing to get. You can get the Also the Scarlet Widow mask. You can get things from also the Poharan's dungeon, so you can get like the Gangplank style, the eye patch. You can get a lot of the other items. I believe also some of these items are also from Naryu Labyrinth that you can get. Notably, the one thing I've noticed that he doesn't seem to have in his inventory list is the Temptress and Seductress outfits, which also you would get from Bloodshade Harbor. They don't seem to drop those here as part of this Merchant of Wonders event. I can only imagine that's because that the outfit's a little bit weird. It actually drops as a ticket, and you have to turn in that ticket to get the outfit. Maybe it has something to do with that because you can't really outright buy it. It's always been weird. I don't know why these costumes are so strangely implemented compared to every other costume in the game. Why do you have to turn in tickets, and it's specific to a race, and it's just weird. But anyway, that is the Merchant of Wonders. He also has lots of just regular cool drops like Naryu tablets. He also drops those consumables you need for your this Hong Moon upgrade, your left click, I believe it is, Hong Moon upgrade, like these Ocean of Life, Deep Sea Kelp. He drops those, he has those in his shop where you can buy them. And other things like, experience charms, frozen fangs or frozen stingers, those kind of things. So very good. Even if he appears, you should be able to get a pretty decent item off him, like a Naryu tablet, even if he doesn't have some of these rare things like the accessories or the outfits. But it's a pretty cool event. I'm actually pretty happy that there's no pay to win here. You just run these dungeons and you have a chance to get the event. You don't have to buy anything from the Hongwon store. So that's a refreshing change. And actually, the mushroom event that just ended as well, that was a pretty good event. That just doing the daily run, you could actually get quite a few rewards that way. You didn't have to invest in buy the resets from the store, and you could still get quite a few good rewards. So kudos to NCSoft, and some of these recent events have been actually very good and not pay to win. Oh, almost forgot. Let's pull up the wardrobe here, because there are a few other things you can get from this event, and I will see if I can find them. This is from the Merchant of Wonders, and there's one of them right here. That's right, you can get the cat ears. They finally added the cat ears to the game. What are they called here? Feline Frisky. Okay, so that's what you can get. Another one of the rare drops from the, I'm assuming it's rare, from the Merchant of Wonders. And the other thing you can get is pink snow raiment. So let's take a look at this one. So you can also get this outfit as well. I guess if you're into pink, you would like this outfit. Let me go ahead and give a preview here on a couple other. Let's look at Lynn. That's pretty funny. Unfortunately, the Lynn don't get the cat ears. For whatever reason, it just becomes a normal headband. Go figure. Here's the Gon. Outfit looks pretty much the same on all the different races here. Here's Jin. Switch over to the male. There you go. If you want a pink outfit for your guy, that is the way to go. And the cat ears. There you go. If you want to be a sexy Gon, you can put on your cat ears there. There's the male Lin. Looks like the male Lin also does not benefit from the actual cat ears. It just becomes a headband. And back to the Yoon. All right, so there is the rewards you can get from the Merchant of Wonders event. Very cool event. Goes on to June 22nd, so log in and take advantage of that. What else? Now, I did want to check to see... let me pull up my profile again here, because I wanted to see what some of these other outfits are and see if they were in the wardrobe. So there's Hong Moon Duster. Let's look up Hong Moon Duster. There you go. That's a pretty cool looking outfit. Ooh, look at that. Very fancy embroidery on the back there. Let's do a quick preview of some of the other ones. There it is on the Lin. On the Gan. And the Jin. And we'll show it on the male. Pretty cool looking. Nice looking trench coat style going there. I like it. Oh, there you go. They got the bare chest for the Gan. He's looking quite sexy. We've got Lin here and Yoon. Okay. And what was the other? I thought I saw another. Whoops, another. What was it in the new one? Sundered Nexus, Ghost in the Shell. Let's check that out. Yeah, there we go. There is Ghost in the Shell. And I have to say, it does actually remind me of Ghost in the Shell. It's got the whole, got the very sleek leather look there. It's got, you know, the kind of the blue highlights. Looks almost technology-like. It's got a really big, I don't know if that's a pouch or something dangling off the side there. It's a very, like, high-tech looking outfit. So there it is. Almost, hate to say it, you know what it almost reminds me of is like the Argons in Terra. Kind of that blue and black, you know, with the blue glowy bit look to it. Let's take a look at the other ones here. Lin. Gan. Got the Jin. Very, very nice looking outfit, actually. I kind of like it. Let's take a look at the guys. Pretty cool. It's actually his belt and his chest piece kind of are like a open jaw. That's kind of cool looking. There you go with the Gan. Lin. Looks pretty much the same as the female. And Yoon. Okay, so that's the other one there. So that's some of the new outfits you can get in the new dungeons. And I kind of wanted to show those because I actually didn't see much as far as new outfits go in the Hongwon store. Not much going on there, so. All right. So that was a lot of content, but we're still not done. There's a couple more things I would like to go through. And in fact, the next one is a pretty major addition to the game, and that is pets. They've added pets to the game. A whole, basically, cosmetic pet system was added, and the system has a little bit of depth to it, I want to say. There is a mechanic for leveling up your pets, and you know, there's different quality of pets and things along those lines. So let's take a look at the pets. Now I will pull up the let's pull up the Hongmoon store here, and you can see first thing right away you can buy pet pouches. And you can buy a 10-pack of pet pouches, and you can also buy pet nip, which I believe is the pet food. 1 N coin discounted? That's pretty cheap. Okay. And can you buy these for... Oh. Can you buy these with Hongmoon? Uh-oh. Okay, good. I was going to say, if you can't buy these with Hongmoon, people are going to start complaining of pay to win, but looks like you can. All right, so let's go back here. So you can buy these with Hongmoon or with Ncoin, and since you can get it with Hongmoon, it somewhat reduces the fact that this is, you know, a little bit pay to win. Not going to lie, here is I'm a little bit I like the concept of the system, how you level up the pets and stuff. But I'm not a huge fan of the random nature. See, you can only buy these pet pouches. Let's go to details here and mouse over it. You can only buy these pet pouches, and opening the pet, or opening it will just give you a random pet. You can't pick the one you want. And to me, that's a bit disappointing. It's a lot disappointing, I'm not going to lie. I don't like systems where you can't just buy like what you want. It's like I don't like costume boxes either. I like to just buy the costume I want because I want my character to look a certain way. Similar for a pet, if I want a cosmetic pet, a vanity pet, I want to just pick the one that matches my character. I don't want to have to buy millions of these pouches and get crappy pets that I don't want. Now, to somewhat mitigate that complaint, they did make the purple pets tradable. So supposedly you should be able to trade these. So I guess, if you get one and it's not the one you want, maybe you can just trade for it. Assuming they're all somewhat equal as far as drop chance goes, and they all have mostly equal value, it shouldn't be too big of a deal to get the pet you want. You just have to get something of equal value, and then you could trade for it. So that somewhat mitigates it. But I still don't like the random pet pouches. I just don't like that idea. All right, so before I get into the pet system a little bit more here, there is a little bit of there's a little bit of depth to the system that I do want to talk about, at least on the surface. Maybe not go into excruciating detail here, but just to touch on each of the major points. But before I do that, I did want to actually buy one of these. Let's go ahead and buy a pet pouch, open it up, and see how it goes. All right. I'm probably going to hold on to my Hongmun coins because I actually have enough for an outfit there. So I'll go ahead and just use some end coin on this. And here we go. It goes into my received items here. And let's receive it. And let's go. Let's see what I get here. Come on, purple. Come on, purple. Purple, purple. No. I got a blue. All right, so let's take it here. And I got a blue penguin pet. So, and you can see here, you do have a new inventory slot for pets. So right next to your new inventory slot for soul badges, you now get a new inventory slot for pets. And let's equip him. And there he is. There's my blue penguin pet. These penguins look absolutely hilarious. I've seen these all over the place, but it's actually quite funny. You can see they have a little animation like when you're running. There looks like they're trying to fly. Their body elongates. It's actually quite amusing. And when you glide, he's trying to glide. That's quite funny. His expression even changes a little bit. So yeah. These pets are quite funny, I have to say. They did a pretty good job as far as the art team goes, and the animations are pretty funny. But so I got a blue quality pet. Now, let me just mouse over him here. You can actually see these do give a defensive bonus. They do give HP. So when you equip these, they give you a little HP bonus. So the crappiest pet here that I got gives you just under 3,000 hit points. Not too bad. I mean, it could be useful. And they're not expensive. I mean, at least when you get the pet pouch, you are at least guaranteed to get a blue pet. So if I pull up the pouch again here, you can see what you can get. You can actually get 4 different of the blue penguin pets or the 4 different of the purple pets. Obviously, you would want the purple pet when you open the package, but, I'm not sure what the percentage chance is. It's probably not that great, honestly. But the purple pets, so the purple pets are a little bit different than the blue pets. Now, the blue pets, you cannot level up, but the purple ones, you can level up. And in order to level them up, so here's what you have to do. So once to actually level up the purple pets, what you need to do is salvage the blue pets. That's right. You have to salvage your lower quality pets in order to upgrade your purple pets. So I guess the idea is there that even though you're opening all these pet pouches, you might get a bunch of blues before you get a purple. Well, that's good. Hang on to them because you need to salvage them in order to upgrade your purple pet. You upgraded them using the salvaging, and I don't know. How do you salvage a pet? That sounds kind of cruel. I mean, what do you throw them into a meat grinder and that you salvage their parts to put in your new purple pet? It's a little bit morbid, but it's just a goofy system. But I guess that's how it works. You salvage your pets, you throw them in a meat grinder, and you get out a transmute material that allows you to upgrade your purple pets. But just take note that you can't trade the blue pets. So I think the idea is they want you to have to, they want to keep demand high for the pouches that you buy, because you need those blue pets in order to upgrade the purple pets. Which means that if a lot of people are opening these pouches, you should. I'm not quite. I honestly have no idea how much the purple pets will go for, as far as gold goes. But if a lot of people are opening these to get the blue pets, that will be a good downward pressure on the price of the purple pets, because people will need to open a lot of these to get the materials to upgrade their purple pets. So we'll just see how the system plays out. Maybe if the purple pets do come down in price, eventually become more affordable, maybe it won't be such a big deal because of the random nature, which is my biggest complaint of the system, is the random nature. There might be a little bit of controversy over the upgrade system, just because, again, you have to buy a lot of these purple pets in order to upgrade the blue pets in order to upgrade your purple pets. And the truth is, some of these purple pets, once you get them up to level 10, like for example, looking at this chart here, in the patch notes, they have a chart of, what bonus each level of pet gives you. If you get your pet up to level 10, that gives you a 15,000 hit point bonus. That's pretty sizable. So it goes from just 3,000 here for the regular pet up to 15,000. Particularly for like a lower hit point class like a summoner or warlock, that's a lot of hit points for those classes. That would help quite a bit. And in fact, the higher level quality pets also, or the higher rank pets, give also a defense bonus. Looks like the top one gives 900 defense. That's pretty sizable, but I don't know how overpowered it is. But the fact that the higher level pets do give higher stats, I could see some pay to win issues showing up there. Or yes, you could eventually upgrade your pets. You just using Hongmoon coins and doing it that way, and just buying your Hongmoon coins off the market or the currency exchange. So it's not technically pay to win, but I get the feeling it's going to be a long grind to get a rank 10 pet if you don't just, fork out the cash to buy a bunch of pouches. So we'll see. I'm kind of curious to see how the community reacts to that one. I'm a little bit on the fence. At this point, I'll take more of a wait and see how the system plays out over time and how the prices actually settle down, if it actually does end up being pay to win or not. Just keep in mind that the actual visual appearance of the pet does not affect the defense bonus you get. Like, all of the blue penguin pets are going to give the same HP. And when you rank up your purple pets, it doesn't matter which one you get, they'll all give the same HP. The pet appearance itself is just cosmetic. The stats are the same based on what rank it is. Okay, let's put this guy back in here. Now, if you're wondering what this pet nip is for, that is actually the pet food. You will see when I mouse over the pet here again. Yes, they are limited time. It's basically 20 hours. Now, the nice thing is that's 20 hours of the pet actually being equipped. And I don't think it's only when you're online. So I think it's only online and when your pet is equipped. Yep. Yeah, I'm just reading the patch notes here just to make sure I'm not telling you anything wrong. Basically, once the meter goes down, the pet will be unequipped and you'll lose your defense buff. Yep. You use the pet nip to refill the meter. 20 hours isn't bad of actual in-game time, and you really only need to, if you're not using them, just take them off. Or when you're going to do a dungeon or whatever, go ahead and throw them on to get the hit point buff. Otherwise, take them off. So while I'm here in the Hongmoon store, they did add a few other things here. They did add a race change and gender change vouchers. Pretty cool. Kind of curious to see how that works with like various outfits. Like for example, Temptress outfit, which is Yoon only. If I change race, does the outfit change along with it? I have no idea. It's a good question. I'll have to look that up and see how that works. But I do like that these are options. A lot of other MMOs have been adding these kind of features into premium. As far as pricing goes here, this is 1,400 N coin for the race change and 1,200 for the gender change. It's the race change is maybe a little bit pricey. That's going on, I don't think that's quite $20, a little less than that. So a little bit on the pricey side, but you know, I guess like in Terra and other games, it's pretty much about the same price there. So there it is. I mean, if you really, really want to change your race, it's good to have that option. Or gender too, if you want to change your gender. I believe when you do this, it also gives you a, like, once you change race, you can then also customize your character's appearance. All right. So that is the pet system and the Hongmoon store updates. And just real quick here, also in the Hongmoon store, you can see you can also buy Heaven's Mandate resets. So it just works just like, you know, cold storage resets and whatnot. Reset the Heaven's Mandate dungeon. And looks like you can also buy Tower of Infinity tickets. And I'm curious to see if you do get 2 entries per day or not, because the daily did give 2. That would be nice. But there again, you do, if you want more entries, you can pay for them. And just a hint to NCSoft for us premium users, it'd be really nice as a premium bonus, if you want to improve the premium service, would be to give like a bonus reset for premium users. I think that's a pretty cool idea. It's pretty similar to like what Terra does. I think that would be a good incentive to get people to upgrade to premium. I certainly would enjoy that as a premium member as well. All right. So there's the Hongmoon store update. Unfortunately, I didn't see any new cosmetics in the Hongmoon store. Maybe this Friday something new will be coming out, but nothing there now. So that pretty much covers updates there as far as Hongmoon store goes, and the pet system as well. And there's my penguin. He's just hanging out there. All right, so anything else in the patch notes that I need to cover here? There were, yeah. Almost forgot about this. There's a new daily dash. Let's take a look at that. This is more like the continuous or repeatable daily dash. So it's not like the last one where you just finished it and you're done. This one you can actually complete the board, and once you complete it, it will start over again, and you can go over it again. This is actually pretty nice, nice little benefit for premium users since they get the extra spin each day, and it will help them, them complete. If you do get premium membership, you will be able to complete the board more often during the time period where this is up. Looks like it goes for quite a long time here, all the way to July 20th. So almost 2 whole months. That's quite a ways. And each time you complete a round on the board, you get 2 Dragon Trade pouches. Cool. Good for expanding your inventory. I know I would enjoy that. Oh, look at this. They added Petnip to the board. Huh. Reclaimed secret techniques to the board. Anything else new on the board? Reset for Heaven's Mandate. Okay. Some more Petnip. Cold storage. Venture tokens. I wish there were more of those on the board. That would be nice. But looks like pretty much standard stuff you can get on most boards with the addition of the Petnip. It's cool that they added that, though. I like that. So there is the new Daily Dash. They also did, just going through a few more patch notes here, they did increase the Hongmoon level cap to Hongmoon level 15. On this character, I am only Hongmoon, what am I, 6? Yeah, Hongmoon 6. Just FYI, as you probably know, after you get past Hongmoon 5, it slows down a lot. And I'm sure going beyond 10 to 15 probably takes an absurd amount of Hongmoon experience. But it's there. It's good. I like that they at least are adding some, ongoing progression there. So it's always beneficial to be getting XP. Anything else? I already covered the race and gender change vouchers. Anything else in the patch notes? Now, there are a lot of class changes, and I don't think I'm going to go through these all. It's just too long. I definitely recommend you go in here and look and see if there's any changes to your class. Honestly, most of them seemed quite minor, very minor tweaks here and there. Blade Master, it does look like they got the most changes. So if you're Blade Master, you might want to go in there and take a look. I looked at the Destroyer ones. They're all very minor changes. Just most of them seem like very small fixes, honestly. There was actually, for Warlocks, one of their skills, Fall In, their E for their pet. Actually, they changed that from a regular skill to, or an untrainable skill to a trainable skill. You can now rank it up. And it gives a few, as you rank it up, there's a Tier 1, Stage 1, increases movement speed by 30% for 3 seconds. Another one for allowing your thrall to resist damage and status effects. I don't know. Breaks, and another one, Tier 2, Stage 2, breaks from snared status and increased movement speed by 60% for 3 seconds. Cooldown increased to 9 seconds. So, pretty cool. I mean, having the increased movement speed could be useful as a Warlock. So, definitely, if you're a Warlock, check out your E, which did get some decent changes. And otherwise, for the other classes, like I said, just take a look at the patch notes. Most of them seem like minor changes, but there are a few things here and there that may be a slight improvement, or even perhaps a slight nerf to your class that you want to be aware of. All right, so I'm looking through here. I think that just about covers everything in this patch. Oh. There's one thing I almost forgot, and I can't believe I almost forgot it. I did mention it earlier, but I didn't go into enough detail. And that is, you can find... I mentioned this, didn't I? You can finally complete the story quest. And it's actually very, very cool. I just wanted to... I'll close out here with just a quick spoiler-free... my spoiler-free impressions of the remainder of the storyline for Act 4, which is... I completed it on my Destroyer, which is kind of my main character, and I really, really enjoyed the last part of Act 4. The cutscenes were actually pretty epic, and finally the story felt like it came together in the end. And, it still had some cheesy dialogue and whatnot, but the cutscenes were excellent. And just as my little critique here, finally your character in the cutscenes actually participates. And there, in a few of the epic cutscenes at the very, very end, you finally get to see your character actually do something useful and actually become powerful in a cutscene. And if any of you have played up through level 50, you know that the cutscenes in this game are infamous. Almost every cutscene you go into, your character is immediately, knocked out, or immediately gets taken over by, gets infected by the mark of the Black Rose, and you're just sitting there doing nothing for the whole cutscene. You just watch everything happen in cutscene after cutscene. It's my biggest gripe, honestly, with the storyline in this game. But finally, the reward, the payoff at the end of Act 4 is worth it. You finally feel like your character has progressed, and actually it brings a nice little ending to the story as well. It brings you full circle back to your Hongmoon roots, and it really was a pretty satisfying ending. So there you go, everyone. This patch is really very good. Lots of good content. The storyline completion was very satisfying, and you finally get to see your character kick some ass in some cutscenes. And, overall, I think this patch, my initial impressions are very good. All the dungeon content they added, there's a lot there to do. The new event looks good, not pay to win. The new pet system is there. I like some parts of it, but the RNG and the potential to be pay to win, for ranking up. The ranking up system for purple pets is there. That's probably my one concern with this patch, and we have to see how that plays out as the prices settle down. And overall, an excellent patch. Good event, good content, and a good story. Now, I just thought of one last thing before I close out. I know I've said that a few times now, but just to be aware, and I'm actually going to bring up the UI again, just be aware, for those of you who did participate in the mushroom event that just ended, you do have until June 22nd to use, if you got any of the Nebula upgrade stones. I'll go over here to the bank. If you have any of the Nebula upgrade stones, you have until June 22nd to use them. Otherwise, I believe they are going to be removed. You can see here I got one during the upgrade event. And yeah, I got one here. Let me just go over here for a second, just so I'm not sitting in the bank, which is laggy. Yeah, I did get one of these during the event, but you have to make sure you use it by June 22nd or they will be going away. So just a tip there. And the other thing here is that now with this patch, the downside is that now they have taken away the old Siren and Pirate upgrade paths. Now you can see here I actually have Pirate on this character. So basically I can finish up the Pirate path, fortunately. If you're on the Siren, if you have a Siren weapon, you can finish up the Siren path, but as soon as you get to the end of True Siren, you will be forced to move to the new upgrade path, the Silverfrost Mountain upgrade path, which I believe from there is True Oathbreaker. I believe, I believe that's what it is. I'll have to double check on that one. But so, and also if you're back at Profane, you will not have the option anymore to go from Profane to True Profane to Siren. You just can't do it anymore. You will be forced into the new upgrade system, which means if you have Profane, you'll go right into Oathbreaker, and you'll have to start down that path. Now, fortunately, if you have some upgraded Nebula stones with you, that will drastically reduce the cost of that upgrade. So if you are stuck, going into the new Silverfrost Mountains upgrade path, if you have one of these Nebula stones, that will somewhat lessen the blow. In fact, I'm very curious now. I will pull up the marketplace here. Silverfrost transformation stones are already up 5% today. Oh, soul stones up 15%. Holy cow. That's pretty crazy. I thought Soulstones might actually go down. I heard they actually nerfed the hit points of all the bosses in Soulstone Plains, which is a nice little change. I thought that might bring down the price on Soulstones, but that doesn't look like it. And look at that price, up 15%. Let's look at the graph here. Boom. Patch goes live, immediately up 15%. And even the Silverfrost transformation stones are up as well, looks like. Not as much, only 5%, but with everyone being forced to the new upgrade path, that means demand for those will be high. But, so there it is. I just wanted to finish that up. I know I had previously done a few PSA videos on the weapon upgrade system and all the changes they did, back when they first introduced the alternate path where you could choose, going with the old Siren Pirate way or the new Oathbreaker Breeze way. Now, as of this patch, you are forced into the Oathbreaker Breeze upgrade path and no more Siren Pirate. As soon as you finish up the upgrade that you're on, you are forced into the new upgrade path. So that's something to keep in mind. Definitely you'll want to be, heading over to the new level 50 zones, farming up those frozen stingers and working on just farming up gold and for those silver water transformation stones, or not silver water, Silverfrost transformation stones. All right, everyone, that about does it. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you found this informative. Hopefully you saw how everything works in game as far as the patch notes are concerned. And And hopefully you will enjoy your new little bouncing penguin pet. I'm sure you'll be getting them if you open any of these, any of the new pet pouches. But that is all. Again, thank you very much for watching. I hope you found it informative. And bye for now.